Forms of cancer, an early diagnosis can make a big difference. Unfortunately, with pancreatic cancer, that's not often the case.
Project Purple has raised and pledged thousands of dollars to support meaningful research that's happening here in Nebraska.
Elli Zadina works with the organization and has a very close connection to pancreatic cancer. Good to see you, Elli.
It's nice to have you.
Thanks for
Thanks
stopping
for
by this
having
morning. Can you share your story a little bit?
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the organization?
So just over 2 years ago, my mom was healthy, active, 63, and she just had a stomach ache for about 2 weeks and went into the doctor just to see if it was an ulcer or something, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and they said there was no cure, there was no surgery, nothing that could be done, and I didn't really know anything about it at that point prior to her diagnosis.
So as a family, you started to learn
We
as
did.
much as you could, and then what did you find out that motivated you to get involved to the extent you have today?
Well, when I learned that, over 95% of people don't even live 5 years, I just thought something's got to be done. We've got to do something. So I started researching different charities, and I was already a runner at that point, and I found Project Purple, whose mission is running to beat pancreatic cancer, and it just seemed like a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's amazing. Your mom was diagnosed. How long did she live? Because this is an incredibly aggressive form of cancer.
It is. She only lived 5 months,
Yeah.
so which is pretty typical.
Yeah.
You're honoring her now. I think this is a great way to keep her memory alive. And you mentioned running. The Lincoln Marathon sold out. I mean, this is the sort of event that if you're not there at midnight,
Right.
you're out of luck.
It sold out within like a day, doesn't it?
It sold out, I think, in 6 hours.
Oh.
It's
crazy.
nuts, and everybody wants to be part of it. But guys at home, if you missed out, there's a chance to still be part of the event through Project Purple. So would you explain how this works?
Yes, the Lincoln Track Club was gracious enough to make us the only charity this year at the Lincoln Marathon. And so we have a huge team of runners, and to help honor Jane Snyder, who is a board member for Lincoln Track Club, they've made us the only charity, so people can apply to run for our team and make their miles matter this year.
How can someone do that? Someone watching right now, how can they join the team?
They can go to our website, which is runforprojectpurple.org, and there's just an easy little application to fill out and start joining the team. We have fun group training runs and motivating our runners, so it's a great experience.
The money raised through this event or any, how do you use those funds?
We have three things that we support. Most importantly is our research that we donate. We just committed $150,000 right here to the University of Nebraska Medical Center. We also have a patient financial aid program which helps patients that are fighting, like a local teacher here. We've helped her, and we do that all over the country. And then we have a scholarship program for children and grandchildren affected by the disease.
More specifically on that financial aid program, how does that work? What type of assistance do you provide those people?
So if people are going through fighting pancreatic cancer, and we hear about them or they hear about us, we can help them with like mortgages, utilities, car payments, so they don't have the stress of all of that while they're trying to fight the cancer.
It's the real life stuff that doesn't go away after a diagnosis.
Exactly.
The research part of this I'm interested in. Where do you see the promise now? What's the team at the Nebraska Medical Center working on at the moment?
Dr. Hollingsworth and his staff are just incredible, and they have a new doctor that's just come on board this summer that they recruited from Harvard, and I've been there several times, and the research that they're doing is so promising. They have a cadaver program that's one of the only ones in the country where they're taking pancreatic cancer cells and really studying and figuring out how it's starting, and it's so different. If the three of us all had it, it would look different in each of us. So they're really trying to track how that path goes and figuring out how to crack the code.
Are there any, I know it's hard to know that you have pancreatic cancer, are there any symptoms at all? You mentioned your mom had a stomach ache for a couple weeks. Was there anything else that she missed, or there is just nothing to be done?
It really is known as a silent killer. Some people will get jaundice, but most of the time, by the time people feel any kind of pain, it's already in their liver, and that's when they go in, and it's too late at that point. So the few people that get diagnosed early might have happened to go in for like an appendix bursting, or it just got lucky where they had some other surgery and they found it when they were in there. But for the 95% of people, by the time they find it, it's too late, and it's getting to be really common. 1 in 75 people will be diagnosed in their lifetime. So it's growing, and there's no cure, no early detection at this point.
I think about something like breast cancer, where the numbers aren't that different as pancreatic cancer goes, but yet there's so much awareness. The conversation is at a different place with breast cancer. Do you think that's important in this case too, that people have more of an understanding about it.
Right. I think, 20 years ago, this is where we were with breast cancer. And so, the promise that I made to my mom was that pancreatic cancer and Project Purple and the purple ribbon was going to be a household name. And I think, my hope is that in my lifetime, I hear there's a cure and that there's early detection, and it will be at the place we are with breast cancer because of the awareness that we're raising.
There's a lot of people jumping on board to support the program, and I know the Lincoln Marathon, Lincoln Track Club, they've agreed to give away another spot if you want to run the half marathon, right?
Yeah.
And how do they do that? Do they just go run for projectpurple.org?
Yes, that's right. We have lots of spots left, so if you've been affected by cancer, really of any kind, but pancreatic cancer, or just feel like this is something you want to help do, we have lots of spots available still, so if you didn't get a chance to sign up, please join our team. It'd be great to have.
Well, and if you wanted to run and you want to make it count a little more, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
He's ready to put the ha in Omaha this weekend.
Now Tom Cotter plans to do just that. He looks so serious here. We're going to sit down with the comedian, and that starts in less than 3 minutes.